Michael tricked me into getting a divorce because his mistress was pregnant. Looking at the liver cancer diagnosis in my hand and the pregnancy test kit, I breathed a sigh of relief. The liver cancer was Michael's. The baby was Michael's best friend's. To keep me from suspecting anything, Michael gave me both the house and the savings. I looked at him sympathetically. Michael, aren't you afraid I'll turn this fake divorce into a real one? He smiled gently. Then I'll accept it. I shook my head, feeling truly sorry for him. I immediately turned around and married his best friend. He couldn't believe it. Grace, don't you love me anymore? I clutched my wallet. Don't try to scam me. I'm not your wife. I have no obligation to serve you. Mai was gentle and considerate, treating me exceptionally well. But that didn't stop him from cheating with his college junior, Ashley. When I first found out, I felt like my world had fallen apart. But worked at an investment bank, earning $100,000 a month. His salary was high, and I couldn't bear to let him go. Besides, he had a good friend who was a trust fund baby, handsome and polite, and I quite liked him. Before, constrained by my marriage to Michael, I could only think about him privately. After learning that Michael was cheating, I no longer felt that moral constraint. Michael's good friend was named Marcus. He was Michael's colleague. Whenever they worked on projects, or when Michael got drunk, Marcus was always the one who brought him home. The affair came to light because once, after bringing a drunken Michael home, Marcus said something meaningful to me. Grace, you should really go out more with Michael for social events, otherwise men just can't control themselves. After settling Michael in the bedroom, Marcus left. I quickly chased after him, asking, "What do you mean by that? Explain yourself." Under duress, Marcus showed me intimate photos of Michael and his college junior. His college junior was a scheming flirt who had been pursuing him since university, but was determined to be with me, so I didn't pay it much mind. I went to check Michael's cell phone. I found no traces on his main WhatsApp account. But he had a private account, hidden very discreetly among a bunch of apps. They often exchanged explicit private photos. I recorded all the chat logs, thinking about making some presentation slides to expose them both publicly. But I felt that would be letting him off too easily. Besides, he was so good at making money, I really couldn't bear to lose that. I had found out about Michael's affair 2 months prior. I had been dragging it out ever since. During this time, Marcus showed me unusual concern. One time, he brought Michael home. Michael was completely drunk again. We both worked together to lift Michael onto the bedroom bed. As I struggled to take off his clothes, I suddenly felt a hand on my waist. Then a warm body pressed against me. I was startled and whispered, "What are you doing?" Marcus embraced me, whispering, "Grace, I've liked you for a long time, can't you tell?" I struggled, "Let go of me first. Michael cheated, why are you still with him? I'm younger, richer, and I don't cheat. Grace, be with me, I'll treat you well. Okay?" Just as I was about to refuse, he already kissed me. After 3 years of marriage with Michael, we had become less intimate. Once a month. And we rarely kissed. I had previously suspected Michael was drained by work. Later, I thought he was probably drained by his college junior. Now, Marcus's wet, sticky kiss made me stir with desire. With still asleep beside us, it felt even more thrilling. But I steeled myself and slapped him. You get out." He covered his face, which was still flushed. Then he left. Over the weekend, new tenants moved into the upstairs apartment. It turned out to be Marcus. He had just graduated and joined the investment bank. He enthusiastically came over to tell us he had moved. From now on, we would be neighbors. Michael didn't suspect a thing. Soon after, Michael said he was going to work overtime. After left, Marcus came to knock on the door. He said, "He's gone to see Ashley again." I asked, "How do you know?" He clicked his tongue, then showed me a photo. It was sent to him by Ashley. "Why did she send it to you?" "She wanted to invite me to bed. I refused, and to prove her charm, she said she had plenty of other men." I rolled my eyes. I was about to close the door. But he pushed against the door and came in. Then he immediately pulled me into his arms. My face instantly flushed crimson, and my heart raced. "Grace, he betrayed you. Why are you still faithful to him?" I pushed against his chest. "What are you doing?" "I'll call the police." "Don't tell me you're not interested in me, then why were you secretly watching me?" I bit my lip and whispered, "How do I know you weren't sent by Michael to deliberately seduce me, gather evidence of my infidelity, and force me to divorce?" A flicker of surprise crossed his captivating face, then he burst out laughing. "Do you think you're in a TV drama?" I scoffed. Then he immediately grabbed me and threw me onto the couch. He pinned my struggling hands above my head, immobilizing me. He chuckled softly. How about this? I'll give you leverage. When we're done, you can still report me for assault, okay? He started kissing me, and I really struggled. After a moment, he asked, "You don't have security cameras, do you?" I shook my head. Probably not. But he still got up, opened some app on his cell phone, and scanned the room. I watched him, my clothes disheveled and my face flushed. I wanted it too. It had been a long time since Michael and I had been intimate. It felt like I was living a widow's life. Although I wasn't yet 30, I still had needs. After the scan was complete, he pounced on me. As he was taking off my pants, I stopped him. He thought I was just pretending. But I stopped him. "Do you have a medical report?" He deflated. Then he cursed under his breath. He pulled out his cell phone again and showed me a medical report. But it was from a month ago. I wasn't entirely reassured. He left, saying he was going to the hospital for a checkup. He left even more urgently than Michael ever did. My mind was filled with his captivating face, and his warm, moist breath, as well as the sensation of his fish-like kisses on my skin. I went and changed into a pair of lounge shorts. I kind of understood Michael now. This feeling was really good. After 3 years of marriage, the passion between us had long faded. It had been a long time since I'd felt this excited, this thrilled. In the afternoon, Marcus came again. He was wearing a suit. As I looked at the report, he pulled off his tie and tied my hands. He kissed me while asking, "Grace, are you reassured now?" I weakly protested. No. He immediately became like someone on a stimulant, his eyes bloodshot. Afterward, he held me as we lay on Michael and my marital bed. I was a little scared. What if Michael comes back? He picked up his cell phone. He's not back. They're still at the spa retreat. I just said oh. I started kissing him again. I still wanted more. I'd been abstinent for too long. When returned, he also looked exhausted. I asked him with concern, "Michael, you don't look so good. Are you feeling unwell?" I had seen Ashley's WhatsApp message to Marcus. Michael often took performance enhancers, to enhance pleasure, to enjoy himself more. That's also why he was no good once he got home. And with me, it was once a month, each time feeling like a chore. Dry and uninspired. Completely uninteresting. Michael's expression immediately became unnatural. He said, "Too much overtime, just a bit tired. Then you should rest more." I poured him a glass of water. Then I took the sheets out of the washing machine to hang them to dry. There were a lot of marks on them from the afternoon. I couldn't not wash them. Michael resumed his work and social engagements. He had to drink at least 3 times a week. Each time, he would get completely drunk. Marcus would bring him home. I would unbutton Michael's shirt, and Marcus would unbutton mine. Sometimes, looking at Michael's face, I'd get incredibly nervous, but would be incredibly excited. I had started to develop a taste for it. Michael had a 2-week business trip. This was common. That's how it was when they worked on projects. I just moved directly into Marcus's place and lived with him. It was just 1 flight of stairs away. During this time, my resentment towards Michael also significantly decreased. Before, when he betrayed me, I absolutely hated him. But now I understood him. Because married life was really boring. Besides, life is so short, why tie yourself down to just one person? If I had both a husband and a lover, my energy would be divided. With less energy focused on Michael, he certainly wouldn't feel my love was too heavy or suffocating. It was practically a win-win-win. Michael probably thought the same way. After all, I was in charge of his salary card. Every month, I transferred his money into our joint account. But that joint account was opened in my name. Another 2 months passed like this. During these 2 months, Michael seemed to have run himself ragged. His complexion looked worse and worse. Coincidentally, Sarah gave me a discount for a medical checkup. I thought, even though Michael and I hadn't been intimate these past few months, he was quite promiscuous outside, so it would be better for him to get checked. So I sent him to do it. The results hadn't even come back yet when Marcus sent me a screenshot. It was a message from Ashley to him. "Want to play with a pregnant woman?" "I'm pregnant." I bit my finger. "She's pregnant?" I felt a bit anxious. A cash cow like Michael was really hard to find. Someone like Marcus was just for fun. He wouldn't take responsibility. If was pregnant, would Michael divorce me? I hadn't then thought of a counter-strategy yet. The hospital called me, saying Michael's medical report wasn't optimistic. I rushed to the hospital to get it, suspected liver cancer. It needed further confirmation, but said it was almost a sure thing. And usually smoked and drank heavily at social events, getting completely drunk every time. It was highly probable. I looked at the report and suddenly felt a bit nauseated. Sarah looked at me sympathetically. Don't tell me Michael has cancer and you're pregnant too? I frowned, went to buy a pregnancy test kit to check. And I really was pregnant. Sarah spoke frankly to me. Don't think I'm heartless, but you can't keep this baby. Aside from the fact that he's probably going to die soon, leaving you to raise a child alone, his own liver cancer means his genes aren't good. The child might very well have cancer-prone genes. I asked, bewildered, what do you mean? Sarah explained that if someone in the family has cancer, the probability of other relatives getting cancer significantly increases. I was startled and quickly called Marcus. His magnetic voice, laced with a smile, came through. Missing me already? I asked him, does anyone in your family have cancer? He paused, no. My maternal grandfather died at 80, my maternal grandmother at 79. My paternal grandfather is 88 now, and my paternal grandmother is 80, both are still alive. What, do I need a full family checkup to sleep with you now? I said, oh, no other relatives either, right? My family is small, so no. Want me to introduce you to them? I pouted, you might be shameless, but I'm not. After hanging up, Sarah stared at me with a bewildered expression. I giggled, the baby's father is perfectly healthy, he even showed me his medical report a while ago. Sarah gave me a thumbs up, my girl is amazing. Incredible. You're a legend. A true role model. I smiled shyly and told her what had happened. When I mentioned Michael's affair, Sarah was furious, cursing him as scum, disgusting, and worse than an animal, saying she knew he was no good from the start. When I talked about Marcus, Sarah said, girl, you're awesome. Incredible. You're a legend. A true role model. I didn't want to get rid of the baby at all. Although wasn't exactly morally upright, he was handsome, highly educated, and his genes were decent. And was on his way out. I would use this child to trap Marcus into marrying me. Then I'd have another cash cow earning $100,000 a month. But I didn't want to take care of Michael either. And I certainly didn't want to live with him anymore. It felt a bit ominous. I returned home. Before I could even strategize, I saw Michael looking at me with an excited expression. Michael pulled me aside and said, Grace, our firm is collaborating with a developer, and they're offering discounted housing to employees. If you're single and don't own property, you can get a 20% discount. I stared at him, bewildered. Because he was so good at making money. We had already used up our housing quotas. 2 properties under our name. And we still had to pay $30,000 in mortgage each month. Thinking of this, I felt uneasy again. My salary was only $9,000 a month. If I lost Michael, the mortgage would collapse. Michael continued, Grace, we can't miss out on this deal. Huh? I stared at him, bewildered. He was practically dying, yet all he cared about was money. He said, I'll get a fake divorce with you, put all the properties under your name, and I'll buy that discounted housing from the firm. A fake divorce? It means actually getting a divorce certificate. I said nothing, looking completely disbelieving. You're not trying to trick me into a divorce, are you? Michael quickly said, how could I? Why would I trick you into a divorce? I'm giving you the house and the money, surely you believe me now? I still didn't believe him. That evening, I gave Michael the wine Sarah had given me. He slept like a log again. I took his cell phone and unlocked it. Only then did I learn the truth. Ashley had messaged him, I'm pregnant, aren't you going to marry me? What's so great about that woman? All she does is spend your money. Her salary is only $9,000 a month. If we marry, our household income will be over $2 million. You're about to get promoted, and your monthly salary will be $300,000 directly. Do you want her to split your assets? Ah. Michael was getting a promotion and a raise? He was indeed very capable. I truly envied him. Such a high salary. If I were him, I'd have to choose Ashley too. They could have fun together, and her salary completely dwarfed mine. Looking at it this way, Michael still had some genuine feelings for me, not directly divorcing me. Michael didn't respond. Ashley continued, my child can't be illegitimate, or I'll be too ashamed to live. If you don't marry me, I'll turn all your misdeeds into presentation slides and send them to the corporate email. Because of this threat, Michael decided to appease Ashley first, fake a divorce with me, and then marry her. I checked his search history and also found that he had searched for how to buy fake documents. I didn't know if he planned to use fake documents to trick Ashley or me. The next day, Michael brought up the topic again. He even brought Marcus to act as a persuader, saying that the client's property from their firm was truly a once-in-a-century opportunity. I still insisted I didn't want a divorce. Michael said he would give me the house and savings, promising he wouldn't trick me. I reluctantly agreed. We wrote up an agreement, went to the county's office, and obtained our divorce certificate. Michael said to see the act through, he moved into the firm's studio apartment. I held his hand. Michael, you won't abandon me, will you? I pleaded pitifully. I know. I'm not as good as those other women at making money or pleasing people, Michael, but I truly love you, boo-hoo. Michael hugged me, stroking my face affectionately. Those men outside are materialistic and worldly. How could they compare to your pure kindness? Good girl, when I've made enough money, I'll come back and buy you a new bag. I nodded. Michael moved out. Marcus then sent me another WhatsApp screenshot. It was a message from Ashley to him. I'm married. Michael got his marriage certificate with Ashley that same afternoon. I put the medical report in my bag, ready to go to Michael's firm to deliver it to him. And I had to figure out a way to make him marry me. Otherwise, what about my mortgage? Although I still had a lot of savings, I was like a money hoarder, always taking in but never letting out. Even though Michael cheated, he had been good enough to me. I still couldn't hide his illness from him. Besides, he now had a new wife. They could surely face the illness together and demonstrate the greatness of their love. I wanted to give them that opportunity. As for Marcus, I couldn't think of any good ideas for now. The day after the divorce, I went to Michael's firm. I brought the packed lunch I had bought. Then I saw Michael and Ashley come out, arm in arm. My packed lunch hit the ground with a loud clang. The sound was loud enough to attract many people's attention. My tears streamed down like broken pearls. Michael immediately pushed Ashley's arm away and frantically called out, Grace. I took a step back, shaking my head. You and her. You too. Let me explain. Explain what? Ashley's assertive voice cut in. You're already divorced. Why are you still lingering here? Ashley stared at me impolitely. Senior, Michael is my husband now. Please respect yourself and don't be the mistress. Don't interfere with our marriage. Marcus scratched his head and said to me, Grace, Michael got married again yesterday afternoon. He really is someone else's husband now. You should just let it go. I looked at Michael stubbornly. Michael, didn't you say it was just a fake divorce and that you'd remarry me? Ashley scoffed. If he didn't trick you like this, you'd still be clinging to him like a leech. Enough. Michael shouted, sternly reprimanding Ashley. Then he pulled me into a corner. Michael said, Grace, I'm sorry, but that woman Ashley, she slept with me while I was drunk, and she's pregnant with my child. If I don't take responsibility, she'll ruin my reputation. I really had no choice but to marry her. Grace, believe me, I truly only love you. I sniffled. Really? He nodded. If I didn't truly have feelings for you, why would I give you the house and all the savings? But you already have a child with someone else. Grace, once she has the baby, I'll divorce her and remarry you. I'm just trying to keep her stable for now, so our losses are minimized. Grace, you've always been so understanding, you must appreciate what I'm going through. I indicated that I understood. Michael led me over, giving Ashley a warning glare. With an entitled wife's demeanor, I said to Ashley, Miss, thank you for bearing a child for my husband, and thank you for satisfying his physical needs when he's busy with work. For the sake of the child, I am willing to step aside. You must take good care of my husband from now on. When he's drunk, you need to undress him and wipe him down. In the mornings, he likes sandwiches and milk. He usually likes spicy food, but don't. I listed many things to note about Michael. The people around were already dumbfounded. They all praised my virtue and magnanimity. I added, if you're too busy, I can even take you to prenatal checkups, and help you during your postpartum confinement. My husband's child is my child. Grace. Michael looked at me with tender affection. I looked back at him. Ashley couldn't take it anymore. Grace, aren't you pathetic? Your husband is mine now. You're divorced. Can you stop calling him Michael every other word? And you're so delicate. Can't you live without him? I don't want to see you. Get out. I felt very wronged. Michael S.N. Apt, Ashley, watch your attitude. By rights, you should call her big sister. Big sister my ass. Ashley lunged at me, intending to hit me. I was startled and immediately fled behind Marcus to hide. Michael went to stop Ashley and even slapped her. Haven't you made enough of a scene? You've completely embarrassed yourself. This kind of drama between wives and mistresses was nothing new at their firm. It wasn't particularly scandalous. Marcus stroked his chin, watching the drama unfold, and said to me, honestly, for a moment there, I couldn't tell who was the wife and who was the mistress. Once the commotion died down, I said, all right, Michael, no, Michael, you and Ashley should live happily together from now on. She's a hero for our Lynn family, for continuing the family line. I then turned to Ashley, thank you, miss, for bearing a child for my ex-husband. I shook my head and sighed, Please don't argue over me. I'll gracefully exit. I don't want anyone arguing for my sake. Otherwise, it would break my heart. Someone nearby commented, I haven't seen such a sensible and virtuous woman in a long time. Why did manager give up such an understanding woman? Manager didn't give her up. This woman will be devoted to manager her whole life, even without a title. Manager will have his cake and eat it too. It's entirely possible, actually. He was probably planning this all along. Michael looked at me with pity and guilt. I took his medical report from my bag and gently said, Michael, your medical report is out. I specially brought it for you. I haven't even looked at it yet. I used to look at it with you, but now, that privilege belongs to another woman. He took it blankly. I hugged him briefly and said, I'm leaving. Then I picked up my bag and left, leaving everyone with a lingering impression. Marcus quickly said, Michael, I'll see Grace off. I hailed a cab on the roadside, and Marcus followed me right into the car. He embraced me and started kissing me intensely. I pushed him. What are you doing? He said eagerly, I've missed you so much, Grace. The driver looked at us with disgust. I started to cry. Are you even human? I just got divorced, and you're doing this. He held me, comforting me. Don't cry, don't cry. Don't you still have me? Back home, he pressed me onto the couch, eager to be intimate. I feigned resistance but let him, telling him to be gentle. A few days passed, and I still hadn't figured out how to get this unreliable entitled rich kid, Marcus, to marry me. He seemed to like me quite a lot, but he always called me Grace. I thought he had a thing for married women. I hadn't come to a conclusion yet. Then called me again. His voice sounded weary. Grace, I'm at the hospital, can you come see me? I was surprised. Why was he only calling me now? His voice was low. I have liver cancer. I gasped, asking quickly, how could this happen? Michael said, if you hadn't cared enough to make me get a checkup, I wouldn't have found out. Grace, can you come see me? I hesitated. It's not that I don't want to come, but I'm pregnant now, so it's not good for me to be there. Hospitals have a lot of radiation. You're pregnant? His voice was full of disbelief. We haven't been intimate for months, have we? How are you pregnant? I go swimming often. I don't know if it's because of the pool. Never mind. Michael, I'll offer prayers for you, asking our family ancestors to bless and protect you. I hung up the phone, turned off my cell phone, and played on my tablet. The door opened again. I was now living at Marcus's place. I asked, surprised, why are you back? He looked at me, asking in disbelief, you're pregnant? I had originally planned to drop this news like a bombshell, but I truly didn't know how to play it. I could only nod. I said, this child is yours. Michael and I haven't been intimate for a long time. He said, no wonder you asked me about my family medical history that day. I hugged high. My voice soft, Marcus, let's get married. Let's give this child a home. I promise to be an understanding wife. If you mess around outside, I absolutely won't interfere. As long as I got the money back. He looked at me strangely. Then he smiled. His smile was incredibly charming. All right. Let's get married. I wanted to get the marriage certificate with him quickly, to avoid any complications. After all, he looked wealthy from his attire. But I was also afraid he was all show and no substance and would end up leeching off me. So, I found Sarah, and arranged for us all to have dinner together. Sarah said to Marcus, Grace's biological mother died in a car accident, her father remarried, and she was abused by her father and stepmother. Then her husband cheated on her. It's been truly awful for her. You absolutely must treat her well. Marcus nodded obediently. I will definitely treat Grace well from now on. Then he held my hand, his face filled with deep affection. I looked back at him, my face equally affectionate. Sarah said, Grace has no family backing, so I can't just ignore this marriage. Grace is pure and kind, she doesn't care about anything, but truthfully, women suffer greatly in marriage and bear the huge cost of childbirth, while men only experience pleasure. I don't approve of Grace marrying, especially since she just suffered betrayal in her last marriage. But she's dead set on marrying you, completely infatuated. I truly fear she'll be betrayed by you again. After all, your character. Sarah made an expression that spoke volumes. I quickly interjected, girl, don't talk about him like that. He couldn't help himself, he didn't deliberately choose to be the mistress. We have true love. Marcus quickly nodded, I will definitely treat Grace well from now on. Sarah gave me a look of exasperated disappointment. You're already taking his side. You're not even married yet. What can I say about you? You're just a silly romantic. I retorted, I'm not a silly romantic, I just like Marcus. I leaned against Marcus, looking sweetly at Sarah. Sarah pointed at me and said to Marcus, "She's an idiot. I really don't feel at ease, she won't think of many things. Let's talk about the wedding arrangements first. By the way, how much of a wedding gift for the bride are you preparing?" Marcus hesitated, looking at me. I said, "I don't care about the wedding gift for the bride, I only care about you." Sarah's face hardened. "Then I don't approve of this marriage." I pouted, "You're my family, how can you not approve?" Marcus looked at me, then at Sarah, and said, 880,000? Is that okay? I don't have much cash on hand right now. I was immediately touched. When I married Michael, it was only 380,000. I'm a second-timer, and the price actually went up. He really does have a thing for married women. Sarah covered her mouth and chuckled, exchanging a look with me. She said, "Actually, what we care about isn't money, but sincerity. Since the wedding gift for the bride is settled, what about your future salary?" "I'll manage household finances." We quickly went to get the marriage certificate, to avoid any complications. I also received the wedding gift for the bride and a salary card. He doesn't earn as much as my ex-husband currently, but he should live longer than my ex-husband. Only after we got the marriage certificate did he take me to meet William and Margaret. He hid the fact that I had been married before, saying I was pregnant, and that I had a proper job. Although the salary was low, the advantage was being a teacher, with no overtime, so I could take care of the family. His family, seeing that I was pregnant, reluctantly accepted it. Then his family wanted to hold the wedding before my belly got too big. Unexpectedly, Michael came to find me again. He looked emaciated. My eyes immediately welled up, and I said with concern, "Me? No, Michael, why have you become like this?" Michael's originally angry expression softened immediately. His eyes were red. "Grace, I miss you so much. Don't you want me anymore?" I bit my lip. "It's not that I don't want you, but you're already married to Ashley." "How can I, boo-hoo," he said, "I've already divorced her. When she found out I had liver cancer, she got rid of the baby. How could she do that? How could she leave you when you needed her most?" I said indignantly. "I even thought she was a good person before. Grace, please come back. I don't have much longer to live. I know that in this world, only you truly love me. I want to spend my final days with you." Just as he was speaking, the elevator opened, and Marcus stepped out. Marcus saw Michael and greeted him warmly. "Michael, are you feeling any better now?" Michael frowned. "What are you doing here?" "The newlywed apartment upstairs is being renovated, so I'm temporarily staying down here." Michael said, "Ah, congratulations, you're getting married." He looked at me. "Did you rent out the house? Are you so short on cash? Can't you afford the mortgage now?" "I can't earn money anymore." "How about, Grace, you sell one of the houses? The doctor said there's a special medicine, and I need money too." I looked at him, horrified. For this terminal illness, he still hoped for a special medicine? He truly was. I couldn't even bring myself to tell him he was wasting money. After all, he earned most of the money. "Grace, you can't afford the mortgage?" Marcus asked, puzzled. "Didn't I give you my salary card? Is it still not enough? How about I ask William and Margaret to lend me some money to pay off your remaining balance?" He then said to Michael, "Michael, come in and sit down." Michael's face froze. He looked as if he'd been struck by lightning. He said incredulously, You too. What is your relationship?" He swayed, looking like he was about to shatter. Marcus took my hand and said innocently, "Michael, we're married. We have the certificate. Oh, and the wedding is next month. You're even OU. Our matchmaker, so you absolutely have to come." Michael spat out a mouthful of blood and then fainted. I called 911 for him. Watching the ambulance speed away, I sighed. Nothing is more important than health. Michael's ordeal wasn't over yet. He called me, and there was no affection in his voice. "Grace, when did you get together with Marcus? I misjudged you. I felt very wronged, Michael. I was too lonely after leaving you, and Marcus comforted me. I admit, I shouldn't have betrayed you, but I truly love him, and true love is not a crime." He coughed violently. "Give me my money back. You fickle woman. The savings and the house, they're all mine. The divorce agreement states everything clearly. I can't do anything perfidious. I'm not like you, breaking vows as soon as you make them. I'm not that kind of person." I hung up the phone self-righteously. I hugged Marcus, feeling wronged, and said, "He hurt me, and now he wants to take back the compensation he gave me before. I never knew he was such a person of such poor character." Marcus peeled an apple for me. He had now resigned from the brokerage firm and taken over one of William's companies. "Ignore him," Marcus said. "I told you he was no good." Michael came to the university to confront me. Henry and Elizabeth also came. As soon as Henry and Elizabeth saw me, they started yelling, "You hussy! You cheated, tricked my son into divorcing, and ran off with all his money. Now my son is sick and has no money for treatment. You damned woman. Give my son back his money, or I'll make sure you lose your job too." Some people had already pulled out their cell phones and started recording. I cried, asking Michael, "Michael, is this what you told Henry and Elizabeth?" Michael's face was cold. "Sell the house, give me my money back. I need it. Don't give me any of your nonsense." I looked at him, shaking my head in disappointment. "You cheated on me, and then you try to frame me. You're just taking advantage of the fact that I love you, doing whatever you want." His mother, Elizabeth, came over and pushed me, sending me straight into the wall. I clutched my stomach, slowly sinking to the ground. The ambulance arrived quickly. I kept crying out, holding my stomach. The police arrived too. The three of them were taken into custody. Finally, with the police's mediation, they paid me $20,000, and the matter was settled out of court. I sat in the car as Marcus stared coldly at Michael. "If you ever dare to lay a hand on her again, don't expect me to be so lenient." Michael's eyes were red with desperation. "Grace, I was wrong. Please, can we split the money 50-50? I need cash now for specialized medication." I sighed. "How much is one shot?" $700,000 a shot, once a month." I looked at him, filled with pity. He had indeed made a lot of money. He was well off, but even he couldn't sustain such an expense. After hesitating for a long time, I finally said, "Then go ahead and sue me." By the time the lawsuit was over, he'd probably be gone. Marcus got into the car, but Michael was still shouting, "Grace, you can't do this to me. You can't, you used to be so docile." I still felt I should be kind and help him a little. Michael, you're too frantic right now, your mind's a bit muddled. Think about it carefully, how much money can you really get from me? You know so many wealthy people, your focus shouldn't be on me." I offered sincere advice: hold a few more banquets, collect some cash gifts. That should be enough to tide you over for a while. I shook my head. "Or maybe you should just arrange your own funeral first?" The car drove away. I went home, took a leave of absence, and rested in bed for my pregnancy. Less than a day later, Marcus and I both received an invitation. It was for Michael's divorce celebration. The title read, "2-in-1, the of a middle-aged getting." Marcus chuckled, then transferred him $100,000. Lars. The message read, "I sympathize with your story, and I'll love your wife." I also sent him a cash gift of $9,999. My message read, "I'm not like Ashley, who left you after finding out you were sick. If I had known earlier, I never would have divorced you. But what can you do? Fate intervened, and I have a new beginning. Don't be sad or upset because of me, because I truly do feel for you." On the day Marcus and I got married, he held another event. It was titled, "Farewell in this, come your my." Marcus and I couldn't make it. Marcus sent another cash gift. He gave $25,000. I transferred $999. My message, "I'll save some wedding favors for you. Wishing you find true love soon." He immediately replied, "Save the bouquet for me too. I heard it's all gold-plated." Looking at the gold-plated bouquet in my hand, I took a photo and sent it to him. "I can print this picture and burn it for you." "Shoo, don't tell Marcus, he'd get angry." He typed for a long time but didn't send anything. The fact that I had been married before was still exposed. It was Ashley who told William and Margaret. My parents-in-law, William and Margaret, glared at Marcus and me furiously. I bit my lip and apologized. "Mom, Dad, I'm sorry. If you can't accept me, I can leave." Marcus also apologized. "Mom, Dad, I'm sorry, I like men, and I deceived all of you. Grace was part of my marriage fraud." His parents immediately sat down in shock, exchanging a glance before exclaiming, "What nonsense are you spouting? You're our sole heir." His mother then added, "Being divorced is fine, haha, it's fine, it just proves you're still desirable." Everyone breathed a sigh of relief, and the security guards were called to escort Ashley out. After the wedding, I asked Sarah to help me create some presentation slides. I sent them to Ashley's colleagues at the firm. Then I posted them online. Using his name, it detailed how Ashley had relentlessly pursued him, only to abandon him after discovering he had a terminal illness and then aborted his only child. Everyone was following the drama on social media. Soon, sympathy for me, the victim, grew. Especially after I was almost pushed into a miscarriage. Ashley was fired. Michael's reputation was also ruined. But he really was very capable and intelligent. He leveraged the buzz and started live streaming sales. When I gave birth, Michael even came to visit me. He was radiant, claiming he'd been getting specialized shots. He had reverted to his former gentle and refined self and even brought a new girlfriend. Then he said, "Grace, I hope the child can get a paternity test." What if it's my child? Marcus froze in the act of changing the baby's diaper. My smile also stiffened. He looked completely unconcerned. Is there something wrong with what I said? I had actually taken the time to do a paternity test long ago. The baby had a paternity test even while still in the womb. If it hadn't been Marcus's, could he have married me so easily? His face went pale for a moment. He said in disbelief, "The baby was full term. You two got together last July, and we divorced in September." He pointed a trembling finger at me. "How dare you accuse me of cheating? I didn't cheat. And isn't a mistress," I insisted. "We're true love." Michael fainted from anger. "I guess that's why we were married before, wasn't it?" Both equally naive. 6 months later, Michael still died. I quietly offered a moment of silence for him. Extra the first time Marcus saw Grace, he was smitten. It was lust at first sight. He just wanted to sleep with her. He found she was somewhat interested in him too. But she didn't take the bait. It wasn't until he told her that her husband had cheated that she finally relented. He had only intended to have a bit of fun. But then she got pregnant. He had no choice but to accept it. Besides, this woman was truly crazy and ruthless. If he didn't agree, there was no telling what she might do. What's more, she was actually a devoted wife and mother. She kept the household meticulously organized. She was clearly the legitimate wife, yet she gave off the vibe of a mistress. She knew how to flirt, act naive, show vulnerability, and shed tears. She was beautiful too, very presentable. He accepted it. Mainly, though, having a child was a novel experience for him. And so, they muddled through their life together. Women of all kinds flocked around Marcus, trying to entice him. But he felt utterly burned out. Grace, that crazy woman, claimed her previous marriage failed because her husband had been performing marital duties with other women. So, for the success of her second marriage, he had to perform marital duties every night. Every single night. He even took performance enhancers, to enhance pleasure, to do it. God knows where she got those pills. After taking them, he felt completely drained. Forget about finding other women. He couldn't even perform in the mornings. One day, he looked in the mirror. Grace's complexion was rosy, she looked well-nourished. He, on the other hand, looked like a haggard ghost. Grace noticed him looking, leaned in close, her tone teasing, her eyes sultry. "Want more?" His legs felt weak. He quickly shook his head. But she already had him by the balls. He was overpowered again. There are only exhausted oxen, never worn-out fields. Luckily, she got pregnant with their second child. He could finally get some rest. Now, just seeing a woman made his legs weak. Why on earth had he ever thought Grace was an innocent little thing, well-endowed, seemingly easy to control and fun to toy with? She was going to wear him out. Grace's Sarah came to visit her again. The two of them lay in the bedroom, chatting. Every now and then, mischievous giggles would erupt. The sound made Marcus's scalp crawl. Whenever her Sarah visited, it always meant trouble. Sure enough, that evening, after the children were asleep, Grace beckoned to him. "Marcus, come here. I have a surprise for you." He took a step back. He didn't want any surprises. He didn't want any excitement. He just wanted to live out the rest of his life in peace. Thank you for watching today's story. If you enjoyed this video, please give it a like and share it with your friends. We look forward to hearing your thoughts in the comments. Feel free to share your perspectives, and don't forget to subscribe to our channel for more exciting stories. See you next time.